I'm not sure I know what life really is. It's one of those questions that none of us can really answer. What I do know is that there's a great divide between what life should be and what it is. Half of the world is ignoring the other half because it's easier to do that than to try to understand each other. We say, I can't help everyone, so I'd rather help my own. And that attitude means half of the world gets to live the way we're supposed to live, while the other half struggles with poverty, ill health, war. So yeah, all life is equal, but the reality is we deny each other our value. That's probably why I care for people I've never met. I believe their life has equal value to mine, but they didn't get the same opportunities. Not by a long shot. I'm very privileged, and I had it easier than a lot of people, definitely easier than many women my age in Africa. So I want to share that privilege with them. I want their babies to have an opportunity to have a life that's worth living. I think I always had this sort of awareness because of my upbringing. Empathy, sympathy, whatever you want to call it, caring for our fellow human. We've got to look after each other. This is one planet, but we seem to live in different worlds, far isolated from each other. The most important thing I think I learnt from my parents is a sense of duty, of responsibility.
They love you, what can I say?
They're very different people, my parents. My mum is vivacious, outgoing, outspoken, a social butterfly, while my dad is more reserved. He enjoys the peace and quiet.
See you.
They both have strengths and weaknesses, like everyone does, but I've always admired how hard they work together and how much they try to help. They're basically just nice, kind people. My mum, with her it's personal, but also professional. And it hasn't always been easy. Transitioning into adulthood, becoming an independent woman, it was not a smooth thing for me. Relationships changed completely. But I look at her now, and all I see is love. Whatever happens in our life, we'll enjoy it or we'll hate it, but we'll get through it together. My mum has accomplished a lot of things in life, but she was always a midwife for me. So her stories were about mothers and babies in developing countries. And I think that's why I became a midwife, and why I always wanted to be a doctor working in Africa. I pictured myself working with the women to save their own child's life, them and me, together. Those women are not passive objects. They're not just patients, they're mothers. Courageous, heroic, labouring mothers. I think there's something incredible about the fact that you start with one patient and you finish with two. But you can also finish with none. I learnt that the hard way. Six years ago, Mum and I were looking to volunteer. Sub-Saharan Africa had the worst maternal and neonatal mortality statistics. When I first walked into the labour ward at Amana Regional Hospital in the city of Dar es Salaam, The smell was completely overpowering. Blood, feces, vomit, medications, the flies and the heat. No running water, erratic electricity, the women calling for help, screaming, no sheets, no pillows, like nothing I'd ever experienced before. Mum and I looked at each other and we said, we're either never coming back or we're never going to stop coming back. 4 years later, we developed a project to build a training centre and clinic next to the maternity ward in a building that was derelict, broken and set to be demolished. The place where mothers whose babies were sick used to sleep. My dad led the construction crew, headed up by Philip, a builder from New Zealand, who volunteered his time. He worked with shameless enthusiasm, overseeing the reform and venturing into the city's markets to find tools and materials. Barely 10 days to complete a full makeover of the building. While the roofing and the painting was getting finished, I couldn't help but think about the people at the very centre of everything that was happening. The midwives and the mothers.
Not reaching over the baby. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. You're busy man. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Thank you for today. Thank you so much. Thank you too. Makes my heart. 1, 2, 3. It's done. What else?
Skill lab, special for midwives. They'll be demonstrating how to do resuscitation to newborn babies and other training related to midwifery and generally care of pregnant mothers as well as the mother who have delivered. How to care postpartum hemorrhage and as an emergency, as well as how to care eclampsia, also is an emergency, obstetric emergency. So this is a special room for midwives to gain their skills through practical. Thank you very much and God bless you.
All those midwives from a very young age knew what they wanted to do. And they did. They worked hard, with minimal pay, little respect from the community, in an emotionally and physically draining job. They do it out of love and out of necessity, because someone has to look after these women and these babies. If not them, who?
Some babies you might only do 2 and they start to breathe. Some of them, maybe premature baby, tired baby, like prolonged obstructed labor, they're tired, so it takes them longer to start breathing, okay? And you hear when a baby is born and doesn't cry, you hear them say, penguin, penguin. Hapana, bagi na maski. So when a baby is born and does not breathe, warm, dry, stimulate, rubbing, flicking the feet, not this, not smacking, sawa, rubbing. I know we've all seen it, but it's old now, okay? Baby still not breathing, we need to start ventilation within 1 minute. It's called the golden minute, okay? Because after that minute, after 3 minutes from there, the baby's brain is gone. The brain has died, okay? So when we start ventilation, we need the baby in a sleeping position.
They're fighting against the odds, against fate and statistics. And sometimes they win. A beautiful delivery can happen. They absolutely happen. They surprise you when they do. It's just like you're there to watch. To marvel at how incredible birth is. It's a massive boost, and you need those in order to do the rest of the deliveries that don't go so well. And the mothers. They're incredible fighters. They might have laboured for 3 days, had a big tear. They've lost all this blood. They're smiling. Why? Because they're alive, and the baby is alive. And that's all they wanted. Something beautiful happens in that moment.
Go around the neck twice. Okay, dry the baby.
And in a war like that, you're going to lose some battles, sometimes too many. And it becomes really, really hard.
Okay, let's go. Three, 1, 2, and 3. Let me take the baby. You killed her? Yeah, it's good. It's still good slow. So we're at 7 minutes now, so. Come on, my darling. Okay, so I'm gonna carry the baby. We're gonna carry, but you must come so that you can explain to. I'm going to bag. Yeah. Okay, let's go. So you're gonna explain. Can you follow Annette with that form?
I remember one mother in particular. She was 15. It was a very prophetic and cathartic experience for me. As she took her final breath, the baby cried. The end of one life and the beginning of another. I'll never forget her. A mother that dies, she leaves behind other children, her family, her friends, for whom she was a provider, a healer. Losing a mother is losing a community. That's why I keep going back. Even after we've lost so many mothers, there's so many more we can try to save. We cannot stop. We need to keep moving. We need to have the courage to try. I close my eyes. I think about labour ward. I hear screaming mothers, moaning mothers, crying babies, babies breathing, midwives shouting, whispering, being silent. Maybe the fans, if the electricity is on. I can also smell blood, sweat, medications, death. I can smell death very clearly. But also victory and life. I remember the colours. The beautiful, vibrant colours of the mother's kangas. And the taste of the air, stale, hot and salty. There are sounds as well, an ambulance, a tuk-tuk. Maybe metal scraping on the floor from a wheelchair where the rubber has fallen off the wheels. It all adds to an overwhelming emotion. Determination and exhaustion. Adrenaline intermingled with failure and success, and more failure and more success. I feel accomplished and confident, but also I feel scared. It's truly terrifying and truly wonderful, indescribable in so many ways. Life is an unpredictable journey. There are things I want out of it. I'd like my parents and my sister to be healthy and to outlive me. I would like to have a lover. I'd like to have kids. But if none of those things happen, I'll fight to survive and I'll still try to live an amazing life. I'm grateful for every second. I could die today and be happy. I could have died happy years ago, but I don't want to. There's still lots I want to do. Lots I have to do.